Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to listen to a Linda Ronstadt song, apparently. Okay, a link is here. Let's see if it works. It's called Don't Know Much, live, 1990. Linda Ronstadt and Neville. To address one of the comments regarding my Ren list, I think there's like 20. I think the total list now is 28 things, and I've done about 16 of them. So I still have, I don't know, 10 more Ren reactions. I just get through them one by one. I interlace them within everything else. I can't just have a Ren channel. I have to have diversity on my channel, or it would just be called Erica Reacts to Ren and not Erica Reacts Music. And then why retro gaming? Yoshi, he's from a retro game. I do like retro gaming. I just don't have time to play games because I'm busy doing things. But if I had the time, I would play. It's a nice way to wind down. All right, let's listen to this. Don't Know Much live, 1990.
Look at this face. I know the years are showing. Look at this life. I still don't know where it's going. I don't know much, but I know I love you. And that may be all I need to know.
Look at these eyes, they've never seen what matters. Look at these dreams, so big and so better.
I don't know much, but I know I love you. And that may be all I need to know. So many questions still left unanswered. So much I've never broken through.
And when I feel you near me, sometimes I see so clearly the only truth I've ever known is me and you.
Look at this man, so blessed with inspiration. Look at this soul, still searching for salvation. I don't know much, but I know I love you. And that may be all I need to know. But I know I love you, and that may be all there is to know.
Now look look, it's Meryl Streep in the audience. Um, okay, that was a very 90s pop song. It, the things I know from that generation are like, because I was a kid and a very young child. Um, you know how they used to do like the pop versions of the Disney songs, such as Beauty and the Beast, and they did the Whole New World one, but the pop version? That's exactly the same genre as that. Like a very pop ballad, romantic duet. The thing I found most interesting, well, yes, they did harmonizing and it was very nice, but I think the most interesting thing is um they kept their vibratos synced up. Like they'd be like, nah. They like literally matched their vibrato rate because otherwise it would have sounded very clashy if one had been like, ah, fast and one had been like, ah, kind of slow. So they matched up that. How much I love you. And yes, I do not know. As the chat has just pointed out, they're like, do you not know Linda Ronstadt? And I said, no, I do not know Linda Ronstadt. How would I know Linda Ronstadt? At this point, she's clearly already famous, and it was 1990. I was probably 4 years old when this video was filmed or something. So I don't know. I'm like, who is she? I think it's a very unfortunate, she's a very unfortunate victim of 90s fashion, I'll tell you that. 90s fashion was like, oh my God. And I remember because my mom used to put me in these like Jessica McClintock dresses, and Jessica McClintock was all the rage. And it was like, oh my God, Jessica McClintock, Jessica McClintock. And they were like these like frilly puff sleeve, black and white lace kind of things, and then the Princess Diana wedding dress. It was a very unfortunate time for fashion. The perm, I mean, she just looks like a victim of 90s fashion. Like she's very pretty, but they made her look 90s. The 90s makeup was terrible. The 90s dresses were not that flattering. It's so funny to me. It's like they were very low back like this, off the shoulders. I know I sometimes be like, why is she talking about fashion? I'm like, well, she was a victim of 90s fashion, clearly. But no, they put me in these like frilly Jessica McClintock dresses. And the funny thing is, Jessica McClintock had its heyday, like 1989 to like probably 1994 was like the Jessica McClintock heyday, okay? So the funniest thing I think is that, and this is for every generation, it's not specific to boomers, but when I was in my 20s and boomers were like 50, okay? Some boomers adapt and other boomers stay at whatever was popular when they were like 30 or 40. They don't go past it. So someone, I'm not going to name who, but it's not my parents, okay? They were like still wearing like a choker, like it was like 1993. And then I was like planning my wedding and they're like, oh my God, you have to check out Jessica McClintock, Jessica McClintock. And I'm like, dude, it's 2007. Like no one's wearing Jessica McClintock anymore, right? But it's like some people get very set. Oh, someone just had a funny comment, but like people get very set sometimes on like a certain decade, and that's the decade they like stay in. And so she happened to get stuck in like the early 90s and just never got past the early 90s. And so I just find it funny because it was like, oh my God, Jessica McClintock. I was like, I am not wearing that, okay? And like fashion has changed because that is the last thing I'd want to wear. Now, about the music.
All I need to know.
No, no.
So many questions.
Question.
Still left unanswered.
He's answered. He's very.
So much I've never broken through.
And when I feel you near me, sometimes I see so clearly the only truth I've ever known, me and you.
Yeah, this is just the same as a Disney 90s pop ballad remake, you know? A whole new world, a brand new place where dare to do. But when we're way up here, we're crystal clear. That one, and then Beauty and the Beast. It was the same exact genre. So you guys were saying she played in Pirates of Penzance. I think she was the one that I heard her recording, and she lowered the key. She didn't sing Mabel in her normal key, you know? Poor wandering one, if thou hast surely strayed, take heart of grace, thy steps retrace. Poor wandering one, poor wandering one, if thou hast love of mine, take heart of grace. I know Disney was copying them. I'm saying Disney was copying them, but the ones that survived to my generation were we would watch the movie and then at the end they'd play us the Beauty and the Beast pop version. So for me now listening as a 26 adult, thinking back to 1990, the best thing I can relate to is Beauty and the Beast, because this did not survive. I've never heard of this. I've never heard of Linda Ronstadt, whatever you guys call her. She doesn't even know how to pronounce her name. Oh, she doesn't know. How would I have heard her name? I've never heard her announced on a TV. Do you think I've owned a TV? I haven't owned a television since I went to college in 2003, okay? I never owned a TV after 2003. I've never watched a morning talk show. I've never watched late night TV. How would I have heard the name Linda Ronstadt? I would have never, because no one ever spoke that name to me. I never heard it on the radio. I never heard her announced on late night TV. I never heard her on a morning show. How would I have heard the name? Think about it. These things die out so quickly, and that's making the assumption that we're all still watching mainstream media. But we're not, because I chose in the early 2000s to get off of TV and to just have my computer and to just have Netflix. And YouTube was just coming out, but we barely had any media on there yet. But I would rent the DVDs from Netflix and I would rent DVDs from libraries. So my point is, I don't know who she is. So if you guys are like, oh my God, Erica hasn't heard all the best. But I think she changed the key of Poor Wandering One and I didn't like it because Mabel is supposed to be a soprano. And she lowered it because I used to listen to some of the Pirates of Penzance recordings and I was like, that's not the original key. And I thought her version was one of the worst ones. It was too poppy, actually. I kind of remember her now because I watched it and I was like, who's this terrible pop singer trying to sing opera? I was like, I don't want it. So I don't want it. I only like Gilbert and Sullivan as it should be done, as originally intended in the 1880s, written before microphones, to be performed over a live orchestra with the proper operatic technique. And I don't like the popification of opera. Keep it opera. So, yeah, I don't like it, okay? It's wrong. They shouldn't do it. Find a proper opera singer to sing Gilbert and Sullivan, okay? That's my opinion on that. So I don't have a fond memory of that. But I do like the opera. I am the very modern of a modern major general. I'm information technical and magical and mineral. And I am the pirate king. It is a glorious thing to be the pirate queen. Hurrah for the major general, the major general. Anyway, that was a very cool video. I just like seeing young Meryl Streep back when she was in Sophie's Choice and stuff like that. She's one of my favorite actresses. So good. So good. Meryl Streep is like, oh. Have you seen her daughter? That's her doppelganger. It's amazing. All right. Well, that was my Linda, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, reaction with some apparently Aaron Neville guy who has a very wide vibrato, who's apparently New Orleans royalty, who I know nothing about either.